Saturday, November 4th is a huge day of racing all across the globe. We have the Breeders' Cup. This is all the top horses from 3-year-olds and up.
Every superstar from almost every corner of the globe will be running
every continent
at Santa
flown
Anita on
right
Saturday.
to Santa Anita, yeah. So we have awesome racing. I'm starting in race number 4, which is the first Breeders' Cup race of the day. The filly and mare turf on the downhill turf. I'm going to the 3-year-old in here, and that is the 2 Warm Heart. One thing to really note about the downhill turf course, you're changing surfaces. The stretch is short. It's a very tight course coming into that first turn, and I think watching the Aidan O'Brien horses train, they have the upper hand. They train in big groups.
Yeah.
They're always inside of horses, outside of horses. I think that's a huge factor. They don't seem to be bothered where they're positioned, and this horse has had a great 3-year-old campaign and
Yeah.
runs on the turf.
We're used to, like, here going in sets of 2.
Yes.
Like they go in sets of 6 or 5, and it's amazing to watch them interchange and put these horses in these situations, and so they're ready for anything.
They're
when they
ready
do come
for
over to
it.
the races.
Ryan Moore's had great success in the Breeders' Cup. So I'm heading to the 2. I'm going to do a $25 win place in race number 4. Where does your day start?
I start in the
Breeders' Cup?
6th. I didn't get the greatest of posts, but I think he is the best horse, and that's in race number 6. The Turf Mile. This is the 14 Master of the Seas, and the Master of the Seas obviously drew poorly, but he's run very good from 2 inside posts. He's been acclimated to North America, winning at Woodbine very nicely, which is a conducive course to the Europeans because it's nice, it's soft, and he gets tested today for a firmer turf course. But I just think he gets into a good spot. There's some speed in here. The field should stretch out, which is the big key. Because if there's going to be no pace in the 14, you're going to get really stuck out.
Wide.
But I think the pace is going to be on a bit, and he's going to be able to get in somewhere. He's got the best turn of foot late, and Bill Buick's back aboard. He wasn't aboard him last time. James Doyle was, but no, it was just an unlucky trip from the inside that day. It wasn't James Doyle's fault. But Bill Buick was aboard when he won the Woodbine Mile. So I got to bet $50 to win
$50.
on Master of the Seas in race number 6. Then I move along to race number 7, the Breeders' Cup Distaff for fillies and mares. I see there's a pile of speed in here.
It's going to be
I think there's
Distaff
going to be
this
a
year.
lot going on in here on the front end. And I'm going to try the 9-horse Clairiere. She had a tough trip last time. She didn't like the slop at Saratoga, and many horses go down to defeat at Saratoga. We've seen Cody's Wish go down to defeat,
Yes.
who's pretty much unbeatable. But just strange things happen at Saratoga, especially in the slop. And this horse threw in by far her worst race. But most of the year, she's run first or second against slow paces. She's had 49 halves to run because she's an off-the-pace mare. But she's had terrible paces to run at. She's still running first and second. Today, she's finally going to get, I think, a 46,
A good
a
speed
110
on
and change. Hello, Rosario knows her well. Steve Asmussen has had her rested up after that, obviously, subpar effort at Saratoga. She'll be firing. I think she's going to get a big chance at 10, 12 to 1. And so I'm going to take her at a 9-horse in race number 7. I'm going to go $25 to win in place on Clairiere.
Moving right along to the Classic, the much anticipated race of the day. Unfortunately, the scratch of Arcangelo was noted early in the week. I think it definitely changes the dynamic of the race a little bit. I do think he was a key factor, but I'm heading to the 3, White Barrio. I think this is a horse to beat. 4-year-old colt, Irad Ortiz. I mean, he's not training as comfortably as I'd like to see him coming into this race. Got the 12 pole for Bob Baffert, so I'm heading to the 3.
I agree. I love White Barrio. I've chased this horse all season long.
Yeah.
And I had 20 to 1 on him at Belmont. He ran 3rd, but he stumbled at the break against Cody's Wish and still ran a great race. But I still got 10 to 1 on him in the Whitney, and he just crushed him. Did he have a perfect trip that day? Yes, he did. He sat off of a very slow pace,
Very nice.
sprinted home to beat some quality, beat Zandon by 6 lengths, and just looked the part. He's been freshened. He's been going well since moving to the Dick Ductrow barn, and nicely drawn. I just think the horse is going to get first dibs on any tiring leaders. Arabian Night, I really have a problem getting them all in the quarter, and that's my only knock on Arabian Night. And there is some other speed in here, and I think White Barrio is going to be really close to it. So I got to bet $50 to win on White Barrio.
I agree. I'm using all 50 there. Singled him in the pick 6 as well. And my final wager of the day is the last Breeders' Cup race of the day. That's race 11. We are sprinting here, and I'm going to the 8-horse Elite Power. Bill Mott has done a really good job with this horse.
Yeah.
5-year-old, pretty lightly raced considering. He gives him just enough time to recover. This horse really lays it all out every time. He's only had one defeat this year, and that was to the outside horse, Goodnight, earlier, going 7 furlongs. But like you mentioned, that was at Saratoga.
And that was at Saratoga, and it was
So-
also a ridiculously slow pace.
Yes.
Goodnight really had the jump on Elite Power. And as you mentioned, this horse has been fresh. And
So
like he doesn't run, because he runs so hard every time, like sprinters
Every
do. They
time.
put everything in, and that's why they're sprinters. And they need far more time to recuperate, and that's why he's been so lightly raced. But he's managed, he's managed
He's
them
done
perfectly.
such a good job. And I am going to do a $25 win place on the 8 Elite Power. So that rounds out our look at our Breeders' Cup. You'll also get a look at both myself's pick 6 for the day. That is a huge wager.
I know we
It's
threw a
gonna-
pick 6 in, which you got to have some money to do it. But the $1.
The payoff is going to be pretty
It's
nice
phenomenal.
on that day.
The sky's the limit on what it can pay. I did a little $81 ticket. It's not little, but $81 is still some money. But it'll be interesting. But I do like Clariere and White Barrio. I've singled them both in the pick 6. But it's always tough to get 6 races in Breeders' Cup. It's hard to get one in Breeders' Cup days.
There's always that one upset race, but there will be a lot of great racing. I hope you can tune in. Hope this helped you with a little bit of your wagering. And best of luck.
Good luck, everyone.